Hi guys, I'm hand holding the camera, so I really don't know what you can see and what you can't see. But anyway, today's cooking video is going to be a bit thrown together. This is because I forgot that we don't get groceries until tonight because my husband goes to a different school than me, and right now I'm in exams, so I have more time off. And I forget that he is still in school, so I was thinking I'd have all my groceries ready today, but I don't. So what I'm going to show you today is less of a cooking video and more a me talking about making supper video. So without further ado, let's get to the kitchen. Alright, so the first item is this pasta, and this is one of my favorite types of noodles, penne, I think. Let's see it better. Makes a nice crinkly sound. As you can see, this is our last bag and we're almost out. There's only less than half of the bag full, so we'll just barely get through supper tonight and then we'll go to the grocery store right after. But we usually get this kind, or there's one, I'm terrible with the names, but it's like swirly, I think rigatoni maybe, I don't know, but it's like spirals, and that's usually the kind we get. But when we went to the grocery store last time, this stuff was on sale, so we got it. Next item is ragu. Again, this kind was on sale. Normally, we don't get this kind. We do like ragu, but usually we get the extra garlic, because as you remember, we both love garlic. So this is the original, or we'll spin it around. There we go. English version, original. And apparently this one has 2.5 servings of veggies. So that's nice. I don't really believe it, but oh well. It's still tasty sauce. Both my husband and I tend to like sweet tomato sauces, so these guys make a pretty good sweet tomato sauce. At least out of the selection we have here. And since we're both students, we usually buy pre-made sauce. We don't have a whole lot of time to come home and make those videos, Freudian slip, make those sauces ourselves. So this is the sauce I'll be using for the pasta. This is probably a unique item for most of you. Oh, check it out, $3.25, not very expensive. This is, and correct me if my pronunciation is wrong, but gochujang, I'm pretty sure is the correct name for it. Basically, it's a red pepper chili paste, and it makes the pasta a lot spicier, gives it a lot more flavor. I'm really a big fan of flavor. I'm a total flavor junkie, I guess you could say. If something is bland, I can't stand it. I don't like bland food. So this gives the pasta the flavor that I want. I think it doesn't say gochujang on there, but I think that's officially what it's called. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's really, really, really good. I love this stuff in pasta and on rice. I love it on rice. It's really tasty. Next, oregano. I always find oregano tastes good in pasta. Nice crinkly sounds. Here, I'll move the camera a bit. There we go. It's just dried oregano. We don't usually get fresh spices. Yeah, dried is usually okay. I know fresh can be really nice, but for just a standard meal, I'm not going to go out and get fresh every single grocery order. Yep, I'll put oregano. And finally, my favorite, garlic cloves. I'll be chopping up these 3 little guys in a few minutes. But first, I'm going to go put on the pasta. So we'll stir that a bit and you'll get some boiling water effects, hopefully. Actually, while we wait for the water to boil, I'm going to start chopping the garlic. First, if you saw my last video, you know that I peel it. Which I seem to be having more difficulty with today than I usually do. I can't seem to get my hands on the right. There we go. That's a little bit better. There we go. One done. Sorry, I'm really concentrating on getting this garlic peeled. That's the second one. Hopefully this one will go a little easier. Spacing out. I smell like garlic for ages now. Alright, got a nicer knife this time. Chop off the ends. And you'll remember that I usually get the extra garlic, but the other stuff was on sale. So what we do to remedy that is just chop up more garlic and put it in. Again, normally I like my garlic chopped really finely, but my husband likes his in chunks, so I try to make a compromise and chop it finely but roughly so that you get some larger chunks and you get some smaller chunks, depending. Also trying not to chop as loudly as I did last time. Alright, there's one clove chopped up. Not being at the table, being on the counter helps for noise control as well. On the table, it's so jingly. Everything moves and makes so much noise, but on the counter, everything's pretty stable. I recently got my Christmas gift from my in-laws, which was super exciting. They gave it to me early because it needed to be installed. They got me a dishwasher, which is like the most exciting thing ever. Because before, we had to do all our dishes by hand, and we don't, like, our sink is not conducive to hand washing dishes. There's only one sink for starters, so you don't have the one to rinse and one to dry thing going, or one to rinse and one to put soap in thing going. But not only that, it has a tendency to kind of like plug, or not plug, but it retains smells. So dishes was just a really unpleasant thing. But now that we have a dishwasher, we suddenly have tons of counter space because we don't have to hand wash everything. So we don't have to let things air dry either. So now I can do all my cooking on the counter, which is so much nicer, especially for videos, but just for me too, in general, it's easier. I'll chop up the last clove. It sounds like the water's starting to boil too. I may have to stop mid-clove and go put the pasta in. I can hear it boiling. Okay, garlic's all chopped up. I'll be right back. So as you can see, my water boiling. The pasta, which looks a lot smaller now. Just gonna get a fork and start stirring. Right, got my fork. Now we can just enjoy some relaxing steam and stirring. And I'll chat a bit, since I know a lot of you are like me and like voices. There we go. As you can see, my oven is super dirty, but unless we break out the heavy-duty cleaning equipment, that's not going to change. And the food doesn't touch it, so it's okay. Try to do this relaxing, or as relaxing as possible. Now usually I let this cook for about 10 minutes, give or take. But I like my pasta a little bit overcooked, so that would be why I would do that. I know 10 minutes can be long for some people. Some people like it really al dente, I think is the term. And it's like a firmer pasta. And I do know that overcooked is not as good for you, but I don't know. Firm pasta gets stuck in my teeth. So I won't make you watch boiling water and noodles for a full 10 minutes, but I'll try to drag this out as long as I can, because I know you guys like long videos, and this doesn't have as many sounds, or this part doesn't have as many sounds in it, and a lot of people, like I said, prefer voice, so this will be the talking portion of the cooking video. So, I don't know what time it is, but I imagine my husband will be coming home in about 15-20 minutes, give or take. And it's nice that I'll be able to have supper ready, because during the year I don't usually come home before him. Usually he gets home first, so he usually ends up cooking supper because I get home. By the time I get home, it's about supper time. But today, since I'm in exams and I don't have an exam today, I can make supper for him, which is pretty nice. And I know he likes his pasta garlicky, sweet sauce, but with some spice as well, same as I like it. So it's good that we agree on that. Because I was telling you earlier that I don't like bland food. Well, in his family, they grew up eating a lot of really healthy foods, which is awesome. But a lot of the things that he really likes, I can't stand, like cream of wheat and Red River cereal, I think, and like just straight porridge with nothing in it, just oats basically and water. So we end up having a lot of stuff that, or we end up not getting a lot of stuff that he likes, and he has to lose out on those things. But I mean, the same goes for me too. There's stuff that I like that he can't stand, so we don't get those. For example, he really doesn't like cheese, and I absolutely love cheddar cheese. So we don't have cheese in the house, which again is probably good for me because cheese is really high in fat. But either way, it's nice when you have something like pasta that both of us like the same way, that we can both eat and enjoy and not have to suffer through each other's tastes. Alright, well, I'm gonna let this cook a little while longer. Then I will drain the pasta and we'll start making the sauce. So I will see you in a bit. Now, to accompany our pasta meal, I will also be making some salad. Now, this is really, really simple, but it's my favorite way to have salad. And all this has been washed, so don't worry about that. I just put a little bit. Baby spinach is my absolute favorite. I love baby spinach leaves. They make such a tasty salad, and it's really green, so you know when you see green things, that's good, nutritious. And then I take these, I don't know if you can see them, put the salad away so you can see a little better. Here, I'll move the camera up a bit and zoom in. There you go. So pickled banana pepper rings, hot. I love these. They're so flavorful. I always get them at Subway. Every time I get a sub, which isn't really that often, but still, these things are like my favorite. So I usually put a couple of these on my salad, and it gives it this kick that I would normally like to get from like a savory chicken or something like that. But when that's not available, I love to put these in. So I'm gonna put that in right now. Do I zoom back out? Put the camera back. I usually put just a few, maybe like 3 or 4. There's one. Plus it gives the salad this really nice color. It's always nice to eat pretty foods, so I like to one more. Just a little one if I can find one. No, too big, too big. Here we go. There we go. Delicious. And last, put on some salad dressing, and again I'll show you what kind I'm using. So Greek feta and oregano. And I love this dressing. It's really light but super flavorful. And again, I've said before, I love flavor. So this is my flavor blaster to put in my already very flavorful baby spinach and banana pepper salad. Just a little bit. There we go. And that is the side dish to our lovely pasta supper. Now let's go finish up that pasta and put in the sauce. Alright, so the pasta's done. And I think I'm gonna have to drop the camera for just a second to open the ragu. So hang on just a minute. Okay. Pour. There we go. Squab ragu. I have to play around with the camera a bit, sorry. Okay. Stir that up. This is very difficult to do with one hand, for the record. I try for you guys. Okay. My element is not balanced, so the pot has a tendency to fall to one side. Okay. Alright, ragu's all stirred up. Get some oregano leaves. Again, very difficult to do one-handed. There we go. Some oregano. Stir that in, and the pot will fall off again. Oh goodness. This was very challenging one-handed. Okay, now I'm gonna set, maybe I don't have to, take garlic. Okay, we'll have to set the camera down for just a second to scrape off this part. So hang on. Okay. Alright, so again, see the garlic in there now. Stir that up. I know it seems silly, almost ritualistic, but with each ingredient I like to stir. I feel like it gives the flavors more, I don't know, more time to disperse, so you don't get one super garlicky bite and one super oregano bite, and just make sure everything's all mixed together really nicely. And finally, my favorite bit, the gochujang. See it? It looks black in this camera, but it's actually a very, very dark red. I have another fork. I like it really hot, but I would never use more than this much. I'm gonna get that in there. There, I've scraped it off on the side. And now, stir that in. Since the gochujang is like a paste, you really have to stir it in well. otherwise it will not spread and you will get one really rough bite. It's going to be super ultra spicy unless you stir it in really, really well. I don't see any gobs of it anymore, but I'll keep stirring just in case. So again, I'm not an expert chef. This is just really something that I've thrown together with whatever I have left, because tonight is grocery night, which around here is almost as exciting as Christmas. So this is something really simple that anyone can do, and you can implement your own ingredients and your own seasonings, because the seasonings are what makes this a tasty supper. I mean, pasta and salad is pretty standard, but the seasonings make it more fun. Alright, I think I've stirred that enough, so I'm going to go put this on the plate, and then you'll get to see the final product. So this is the final product, and that's all I have time for tonight, because as you can hear in the background, I'm sure, my husband came home. So that is today's cooking video. I'll see you next Tuesday with another one, and I'll see you tomorrow with another Wednesday video. Bye bye for now. Farewell.